Hi, hello everybody. I'm here with Jerry Aumand from Lionheart on the Green, which is 952 Broadway in Albany, New York. I've lived in Albany for about 20 years, and I would say that Lionheart is one of the main, anchor bars that you go to. If you're in town for a night, maybe coming off a boat, and you're looking for one place to go, I would say Lionheart on the Green in downtown Albany is probably the place. So, how you doing, Jerry?
According to staff and management, yes. Yes.
So, Jerry, you've had several places here now in Albany. I mean, going back to like the 90s, right?
Correct. Opened up the original Lionheart back in 1992 on Lark Street.
On Lark Street. Okay, cool. And why did you what got you into the business? What was different about that bar?
I guess you could say it was a calling. I had a couple other businesses before, over the years prior, whatnot, but nothing in the hospitality industry.
Okay.
So, but an opportunity came up, presented to me by a friend, and about a location. And Lark Street was kind of a very happening street. Albany's version of Soho type of thing. And so I took a look at the space. I thought I could make something of it, and dove in. No experience in the industry at all. Experience at maybe running a business, but not that particular industry. So I gave it a shot, and what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah. And so what was the scene like at this bar that you had?
Well, it was very small, so probably no more than 800 square feet. Divided by a wall. We had a dining room, and then we had a tavern side. So really got interested in doing something different instead of the same old. So I'd heard about the explosion of craft beers, microbreweries on the West Coast. I was reading more about that and thought I'd want to do something like that. So no one else was doing anything around there. There were a couple of places that had world beer tours, so they're international beers, but no one's really emphasizing craft beers. And so I wanted to give that a try. I also wanted to go to a further extreme with doing non-smoking, which was, I wasn't a smoker, but I wanted to do something in any that actually set us apart from everybody else. We emphasized not a greasy menu too. It was kind of an upscale, our gourmet pub menu, so it wasn't chicken wings and fried foods. It was nicer dishes, but very small. The dining room only sat 34 people. The bar maybe had a dozen chairs at it. Very small, narrow space. But we're able to get 16 taps on our system that we built our own cooler and put in 16 taps. And even back then, we wanted to rotate craft beers as much as possible, because part of the craft beer industry, everybody wants to try something new, especially back then.
Right.
It was really new for the Northeast. So we had a tough time cycling out 16 lines. You couldn't find a changeover every few weeks. You'd want to I want to do it every week, but every 2 weeks, trying to find a new beer to put on tap. One goes off, no one comes on. And even back then, you couldn't find it.
Right.
So it took a couple years to get up to that level with distributors picking up more lines that we could actually cycle in more and more beers. But it caught on fast. It caught on really fast. People definitely got a more upscale crowd, didn't mind paying a little bit more for the beer. They were a calmer crowd because they liked the feeling of and the taste of craft beers. So it worked. And the non-smoking, that made it another challenge. It was a lot of people that weren't too happy about being non-smoking. I had people that came there for years. I never knew they were smokers until years later when I'd seen them outside on the steps, and I was amazed about how quickly somebody can smoke a cigarette.
Yeah.
On a freezing Northeast day.
Sure.
They'd go out there at night. It could be 20 degrees out. They go out there, within 45 seconds they're back inside.
Right.
So they can really hit it down fast when they want to.
Sure.
Yeah.
And this was like 1992, you said?
1992, opened 92.
Gotcha. So this was the time I remember going to the pizza place with my parents, and we'd have a non-smoking section, which was right next to the smoking section in the same dining room. It made no sense, you know.
Yeah, everything changed. Everything was evolving. We were told back then by anti-smoking lobbying group. They asked me to go down and speak at the legislative office building in Albany here at a press conference to see how going smoke-free affected my business. And you know, there were definitely pros and cons to it. But we were told back then we were the only tavern on the East Coast that was non-smoking under that tavern designation. Even though we had food, we weren't considered a full restaurant, but we were a tavern designation. We were the only non-smoking. So again, we gave it a shot. It was where some people loved it, some people hated it. I got to feel a little bit more of that actually once the law changed in New York State in '03.
Yeah.
In '03.
Yeah, definitely. I remember when that changed. My first year of college, you could still smoke in the bar. You would come home reeking of even if you didn't smoke, you would come home reeking of cigarettes.
Well, we had, we were a small place, but we had a little stage area, and it was Lionheart Blues Cafe, the original location. And a lot of the bands that would play there, small groups or large groups that would play there, they would talk about how, the one band I remember in particular, talked about how his wife made him take his clothes off in the garage. Yeah. Because she didn't want him coming inside the house. So you could play at the Lionheart and you wouldn't have that problem.
Yeah, there you go.
You'd be allowed entrance without disrobing. So yeah, it was funny stories like that, but you know, everything was during a real evolutionary process that was going on in the industry.
Yeah, interesting. So for my friends from Albany, was that in the old Bombers building? The people that used to come up here in the 90s?
Bombers came in, I think, about 6 years later.
Okay.
So there was a flower shop below us. He was the landlord, so I was just renting there. So I was the upper level or half level up. It was, maybe a half dozen steps up into the level that I was at. And the lower basement, you go several steps down, that was a flower shop. Oh. So then Bombers came in. Once that flower shop, he moved out, he rented out to Bombers down on the basement level. Gotcha.
So then for folks my age, maybe starting to drink legally, around like 2005 or something like that.
Right.
Lionheart on the corner of Madison Avenue and Lark Street was the place. Everyone would come up, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.
It would be wall to wall.
Yeah.
So when did you move into that building?
In '03. I made an arrangement with what became the landlord at the time, that when I found a place, because he wanted to sell the building. Oh. So when I found my own place, that I would move out. When the new owner took over, actually I was still in there. So I was looking at the time, because I was still renting, paying very high rent for a very small space. And but I wanted to stay in the neighborhood. I love the Lark Street neighborhood. Yeah. So found within 6 months, found a location up and around the corner that was a lot bigger, a lot bigger. And started working on renovating it, made the deal on the building, because I was able to buy the building, and started renovating that, which was again a complete gut and redo. That was a real eyesore, that building.
What was in the building when you got it?
It was a hair salon on the, so the building was like 1.5 stories. There was a full one-level operation, and then there was, the second floor was only half the length of this first floor. And that salon was only half the distance on the first floor. And it was a nice salon, but the back room was boarded up, separated off from the rest of the building. There was a pull across a piece of plywood, and there were busted out industrial windows and feral cats running around. And I told the story many times. But it had 12-foot high ceilings with steel girders. And we had started doing these steel tip dart leagues back in the original location, 92, the smaller location. And I really wanted to expand on that. So I had this perfect room set up for doing something. I always like giving customers something else to do. Right. And so the dart leagues were working out great for us, so I wanted to expand on that. I seen this room. It was an eyesore. I went home that night, had fleas from going back in there. So I said, yeah, that's a building I got to buy. Yeah. So anyway, made the deal, got the building, renovated it over like a 6 or 9 month period, totally got out and redoing, and got in there between shutting down the one location and opening up the new location. In 03, only had, I think, 2 days of downtime.
Wow.
2 days of downtime.
Geez.
So yeah.
You know, I like what you said too about giving customers something to do. So uptown, you've got at least 8 or 9 dartboards or something.
Oh, we actually have 16.
16. Okay. Pool tables. I think
Correct.
now upstairs, now you've got almost like all other stuff to do up there.
Well, we got became a microbrewery too. So we brew up there on the second floor, which was a renovation I did in 2019. We added on to that second floor, and we redid the whole space in the second floor, exposing it down to brick and putting this brewing system and more of an upscale cocktail bar up there. And that was a fun renovation. It was good. Redid the whole outside of the building too. Yeah.
That looked really good. Cause I liked how you've got the painted side of the brick, like it reminds me of the old times.
Resurfaced the old painted over brick that was there. That was really some porridging and some brick, and it was in bad shape.
Yeah.
So we redid that, reporridged any damaged parts. Then we covered it with an EFIS system, an insulation system, and gave it a whole new look and color and all that. So it was all new signs on it. It was it was a fun project, and that was working out great.
Yeah.
And so we got that going in 2019. By the fall, by September, we finished renovation, opened up, and March 2020, COVID comes, and came to a screeching halt. So we shut down for 3 months, opened up for the summer for about 4 months maybe, and then shut down for another 6 months.
Jeez.
So.
And I mean, just so people remember, I forgot already what it was like in that period when you opened up, but I mean, did you have to have like dividers, or I forget, people couldn't get up without putting a mask on? I forgot how that...
It was quite a radical experience here in New York State, especially because the governor was just enforcing, and it was a strange time. Everybody was trying to be careful. I totally get why they were doing what they were trying to do, but for the hospitality industry, it was especially difficult by the mandates they put on us, because we had to change like overnight. They announce it and say, as of tomorrow, you got to have it this way. So we had to put plastic dividers, plexiglass I went and got, which was very hard to get to at the time. You go around all kinds of places that would have it
Lowe's
any day of the week.
Depot,
Lowe's, True Value, all these hardware stores would always have it in stock. You had to find out. You had to get a contact inside this hardware store that would give you the inside scoop when it's going to be available.
I got something in the back for you.
Yeah, really. Just fell off a truck.
Right.
So anyway, we picked up our plexiglass. You'd separate the bartenders from me walking up to the bar, and then we had dividers down between each table, each booth, and everybody would be wearing their mask while if they're stand up and walking around. They sat down. They could pull their mask down. Whether things made sense or didn't make sense, it doesn't make any difference. That's just what the rules. And then you had to have food. You had to order food with it. So I guess it was the laws were a way of inhibiting the bar business from prospering, from being too close quarters, a lot of people. So they limited, everybody had to have a seat, everybody had to have something to eat. So we had to go out and buy big ovens now we're going to make pizzas. We didn't have any food before that.
Right.
We were allowed to be that way. So.
You had popcorn.
We had popcorn,
yeah.
That's right. We always made fresh popcorn and get free popcorn. It was great, it always worked for us for years.
Yeah.
So anyway, we had to radically change this. It was frustrating to the staff, frustrating to all of us, and then you didn't want to do anything wrong or cause any trouble, and thank God, we were a very crowded place, a very busy place, and no one that we knew of in staff got sick, and no one of the customers got sick, but I knew it was kind of, this before vaccines were out too.
Right.
So I knew we were pushing our luck, so we figured we would just stop for these periods of time until everybody got better control of it. And we didn't want anybody to get in trouble either, so bartenders be frustrating, everybody's been frustrating, and some people just didn't make it through, they just didn't.
Yeah. And now down here, talking about things to do, I'm looking around, I think there's about at least 6 cornholes, 3 bonfires. I think there's, what do you call it with the, like this?
Foosball?
There's foosball back there, and we got dartboards inside, right?
Yeah.
And I really like the inside-outside bar, so you could sit outside and look in, or you can be out inside.
Yeah, that was the whole premise when I looked at this location, which was just a rundown old building, hadn't been renovated in 60 years probably, and it was a fitness place, kind of, yeah, and there was a change of owners with that. They had to move around the corner into a kind of a new place, but I bought this location, the building, off the woman that was here, and it had good bones, but it needed a massive gutting out and a redo inside and out. We built a walk-in cooler on the outside of it, and then there was a sewage pump station that was on a separate lot in back of me here on the Broadway patio. There was an old 20 by 20 foot brick Spanish tile pump station, been abandoned by the city for 50 years. So made a deal to buy that from the city. So we bought that, demoed that building, and then put these big sweeping thousands of square feet of patio on the Broadway side and Pearl Street side, east and west sides of the layout here, the land. And it was great. It was in an industrial area or warehouse area, right. A lot of outdoor space, and it was connected to, which is a rarity, it was connected to green space, a little small city park. No one ever did anything with. It was just a lawn. Occasionally people would walk their dog across, but no one was really living down here much at that point either. So it wasn't getting used. So I approached the city on, leasing some of this part of this land from them for this outside area that Dallas has talked about for events. We have 5 total fire pits. 1, 2, 3, 6 total fire pits. 2 big ones out here, and 1 small one here, and then 3 other ones up top on that other patio. And it's just like all wood fired. Actually, one's gas fired. The rest are all wood fired, and it's a fun experience down here. Nighttime, on weekend nights, if it's nice like this, there'll be somewhere between 500 and 700 people down here, to the point that our bathrooms couldn't keep up, so we had to bring in porta-johns.
I was going to say, yeah. Right. There's a lot of capacity here.
Yeah, again, you can get in here. We have a large, we probably fence in probably 15,000 square feet of area here. So once you get inside through a past our door and whatnot, you can wait. We have 6 bartenders working it, but so you'll eventually get a drink. But you got space, you can stand and walk around, play some cornhole, hang with your friends, pick up a Adirondack chair, set it up however you want. We got like 40 or 50 picnic tables. We got a tent on the backside, 1,600 square foot tent on the backside that as soon as we got in here, we realized what kind of crowd was showing up, very busy at night. Our concern was what happens if it rains, because we can't accommodate that many people inside. So within 2 months, I was able to get a company to build me a tent for the space I had there. And we got it up just before 4th of July in 23. And that evening, that afternoon, that evening, the next day, it started raining. To the point that it wasn't big rain, but enough rain that people wanted to look someplace to go. Right. They went right into the tent. It worked out great. In the wintertime, we put up the sidewalls on it and we heat it, and it's used all year round.
Yeah, that's great. As somebody that likes to go to a bar for a couple hours, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours in a row. Yeah.
Exactly.
I appreciate it. Like what it is like you can come here and you can just hang out. It's like sometimes I feel trapped in a place where it's just a rectangle, right? And all there is to do is drink. Yeah. So I don't like that. So I like you can come here, and also there are other bars. So I guess that's what really sort of interests me is like the effect that a popular bar has on an area, because we're looking across at the bus stop right here. It says Warehouse District. 10 years ago, you wouldn't walk down this street by yourself. It was a scary street. You're here now. There's now a whole bunch of other places popping up. Yeah. And it's like, that's why I call it like an anchor bar. It's like you start, and then other places sort of like come out of it, and I think it has an effect on the neighborhood. Don't you?
Yeah, it was. a neighborhood that was certainly trying for, like you said, 10, 15, almost 20 years probably, been trying to get something going. And had some good places down here. But it just, they were depending on some other apartment buildings being built nearby that wasn't happening, that started happening, then stopped happening. So there were, I counted when I first found the location down here, there was a turnover of 8 owners within a 6-year period within the next block.
Wow.
And so that's a lot of turnover. You can't have a place really grow and prosper with that type of transiency of owners. And obviously even COVID had an impact on that too. But before that, some were coming and going, and some had limited success, good success, but there wasn't enough, again, group of industry down here for them that people could go down and then go from one location to another, which I think is great. Everybody kind of does their own thing. We got 6 or 8 different places around here within walking distance that are good, solid, well-managed, good owned places. And I was excited to become a part of that and add an anchor to it that would draw a lot of business down here. We can do festivals down here on this location we do pub crawls now, all these other things. You can do charity events and things like that. And our tent is always getting used for private parties. So yeah, it just became a hub of activity down here. Since then, a couple new owners have come in, a couple of businesses have expanded, and I think it's really booming really nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, it's like, if you have a gas station and somebody opens up a gas station across the street, they're like a direct competitor. I feel like if you have a bar and somebody opens up another bar across the street, it's almost like, a helper. I don't know what to say, because people want to go to more than one place. It's very hard to get people to go out to an isolated bar.
I feel as if you kind of become allies, You're all kind of, sort of like fighting the fight, rowing the boat in the right direction, same direction. For success for an area, you need a successful area. You don't want to be the lone wolf. You really don't. Right. I don't want to be the lone wolf down here. You need the environment has to be driven by an interest in multiple places opening. It has to be, a place that people, no matter what your tastes are, whether you're going out for fine dining, going for something light to eat, you're going to have a cider. There's a cider right across the street from us. Yep. There's beer garden place up the street, another brewery right up the street from us. All of them producing great things. Another brewery, 2 breweries back this way. So they're all doing really well. Yeah. And I think it's like we all kind of feed off each other, and it becomes an exciting place to own a business and hang out. Yeah. And again, we have families come down here, especially during the day, little kids running around like crazy. Nighttime, it gets packed with your mid-20s, mid-30s crowd, whatnot. It's been fun. It's been really fun. It was actually, the location is everything I could have hoped for. Yeah. Being in the industry as long as I have been, my first location was so ridden with problems due to size and things like that. I would like to expand there, just no way to expand. The second location, which I still have, we have to expand to a second floor, came really great space. But this, with the outside ability in an urban setting, you usually have to go to the suburbs or a rural area to get this type of space. So very fortunate. Yeah, so it's almost like a park for people. Yeah, it literally is. We put our Lionheart on the green here. Lionheart on the green. Yeah. It's been nice. So that's the neighborhood, and you were just talking about maybe different types of people that come at different points of the day, what the crowd is like. So would you talk about that for just a minute? Like if you happen to be in town at 10 o'clock, what's the scene going to be like versus 5 o'clock down here? Sure, we definitely during the week get an after work crowd until they decide to hit when the track opens up or everybody's going on summer vacations. Right. That limits it a little bit more, but very busy after work from that happy hour time, traditional, when the state lets out and other businesses let out. And all that's great. We have music on Friday nights for happy hour, duos, trios playing. They face right out towards this green space and everybody lines up, grabs a chair, we fire up the fire pits, and it's a great atmosphere to be in. And then, depending on what your age is, come 10 o'clock, when they start coming in by the carloads, it's definitely a younger crowd, Again, we try to keep the music at a reasonable volume, and everybody has fun. and they come out here. Like, people are playing cornhole at 2 in the morning. We light up the whole area, and people enjoy it. I think even the younger people, they love being around the fire pit. They love, just coming out playing cornhole and having something to do.
Right.
We have dartboards. We have 8 dartboards in here. We use during league, and then we have 4 open on a regular basis. But we have leagues during league season, multiple days a week. 2 leagues, dart leagues up at the Madison location. This location, we have one on Tuesday nights, and then we sponsor kickball leagues, volleyball leagues during the summer, and even throughout the year. Even the wintertime, they go indoor with the volleyball. So yeah, we have got great collaboration and sponsorship with Empire Leagues.
Oh yeah.
For that organization, they're great. Depending on what day of the week it is, they either go up to the Madison location or they come down here. And there's hundreds of them that play in these leagues. It's astounding. It's astounding.
All with like red or blue shirts, and you're like,
yeah,
and
they're all wearing their Empire League volleyball or kickball shirts on and whatnot, and bartenders know who they are. And
yeah,
they have a good time. They have a good time. It's good.
Yeah,
it's good.
Actually, you were talking about like maybe like depending on the season, the different clientele. Albany, I always thought, is a interesting place because when you've got the legislature in session, you've got probably, what would you say, 20,000 new people in the town for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, January through June. And then I don't know how many colleges are in in Albany. There's got to be 6 or 7, right?
Yeah. I mean, especially if you count even close by.
Yeah.
You go across the river and whatnot, but Albany, obviously we just lost the one.
St. Rose.
Yeah, there are, Albany Med, Albany Pharmacy, Albany Law, SUNY.
Yeah, it's Sage, Siena.
Yeah, Sage, across the river, a few minutes away, RPI, Sage, yeah.
It used to be like, geez, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was busy because the legislature was up here. And then it would be like June, college is over, legislature's gone, and there would be like a tenth of the people that were normally there at a happy hour sometimes,
Yeah, you have to find something to keep the crowd coming, you know. So, depending on your space, what you can do. Some people do the standard, the karaoke or trivia nights and things like that.
Yeah.
We were fortunate enough to be able to do all the above and also do outdoor space activities, indoor with our dart leagues. Started at our first location with just 4 boards, and now we're up to 16.
Yeah.
I think at least maybe 18 boards.
Yeah.
On two different levels. Yeah. So you give them something to do. Besides just sit there and drink, and it's worked out for me.
Yeah, and that's what I hear from everybody is I wish there was something to do, nowadays. Now that the people aren't joining clubs and things as much, at least you can join a league.
Yeah. Yeah, there definitely has been an evolution, and post-COVID especially.
Yeah.
The way younger people go out and socialize and things like that.
Yeah, and that was actually something that I wanted to ask you too, is like, do you see a difference in the clientele? I mean, you were saying you started off in like 92, right?
Right.
I mean, people's drinking habits, people's routines, seemed like maybe when I was around 21, there was a lot of binging. Seems like maybe people aren't drinking as much now.
No, I mean, it's definitely true. My other location, I was fortunate because I've been there so long to be able to be open to 4 o'clock in the morning. And we did a lot of business between, some places just want to be open to 2 o'clock. We did a lot of business between 2 and 4. Definitely considered a late night, any late night crowd that's out there would want to go to our locations. Mm-hmm. But now, coming out of COVID, where we had to be shut down by midnight, that was good. It worked. I was happy. It worked out great for the customer base, worked great for the staff, great for my stress levels. It was working out great. But then sooner or later, after the vaccines were out and the epidemic was coming to a screeching halt, or at least a slow down dramatically. Everybody felt safer. Everything loosened up, so the time mandates changed, but so we're able to be open to 4 o'clock, but we still kept it back at 2 o'clock. And be honest with you, now it's just, the crowd and the younger people just aren't staying open, aren't staying out to 4. You may get a small group of them that want to do it, but the majority of them are not all-nighters like they used to be before.
Right.
Some actually come out a little bit earlier, but some just go home earlier. And yeah, they're not, I don't see the binge drinking theoretically, what was happening before, whether it's health-related reasons or during COVID, some of them are just, some of them stay home because they got used to locking down and doing more things at home, whether it's video games or whatever. And also now the legalization of cannabis products, that's definitely been a factor too. Yeah, we're strong down here, but I know other places, and even my other Madison location, yeah, we definitely shut down by 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
So there's no really need or desire to be keeping open late.
Right, right.
That 4 a.m. thing seems to be, there are probably a couple bars that emphasize themselves, very small places, late night places, but I think they're few and far between, where back in the day, well, again, the industry in the 90s and whatnot, every place was hoping to be open at 4 o'clock.
Right, right.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, that's great. Maybe I should call this sort of a segment like a beer with the owner. So,
yeah, cheers.
So cheers, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And Jerry, I just wanted to appreciate it. I just emphasize the fact that you're my first sponsor. Jerry's sponsoring my
and
my
hopefully
trip.
not the last. Everybody should find it. This man is risking his life on American waterways to bring you, some interesting adventures.
Yeah, hopefully.
The Mark Twain of our generation.
Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Well, this has been great. Do you have anything else you want to say? Any recommendations for people?
No, I hope everybody that watch Whatnot will not only respond to the Lionheart as a business, but also respond to wherever he goes to kind of like reach out, say hello. Very affable fellow, very friendly, enjoys talking to a multitude of people. And I'm in this industry around hundreds, not thousands of people a week, and he enjoys talking to people more than I do. So yes, please do. And any of the business that might be out there, maybe think about throwing a meal or throwing a sponsorship. I think you'd enjoy it. It's a good thing to support somebody who's, again, taking life as an adventure, as I've always tried to do too.
Yes.
Rolling the dice. This guy's rolling the dice and on the waterways in a boat he built. I mean, come on.
It can get to be a dicey situation.
A dicey situation. Man, you got to support that. At least support, boats being patched up as he's going along. You got to take care of that.
Yeah, that's right. That's like life generally.
Yeah.
Right? Well, I appreciate it, Jerry, and thanks everybody for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right.